You are now listening to The Art of Reinvention by TeflonJohn, where my goal is to inspire you mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. And I just want to help you grow the garden of your mind. I just want to change the world one person at a time by giving them motivational advice, inspirational advice. And right now, I'm glad that you're tuning in to the podcast show. So we want you to sit back, open up your mind, and just absorb all the content. Please share this content across all of your social media platforms as it will help this show grow. Sit back and enjoy. One love. Be blessed. All right, so I'm pretty sure you all know my name, Jonathan Smith, but I have an alias. I go by TeflonJohn. So it's like a nickname, more like a pseudonym for some things I've been through and all that good stuff. Hopefully one day we can have that conversation. So what we've been doing is Lunch and Learns here. I think the first one is on Your Health is Your Wealth. So I have that podcast. I can send you that link. The second one we did it on the importance of energy balance. So today I just wanted to kind of shift the conversation to your mindset, just the importance of having a powerful mind. And this kind of ties into the reason I do what I do, motivational, inspirational, health and fitness. So basically my first ever motivational video I done was, I did it in my driveway on Facebook. Deleted it, uploaded it, because you don't like the way it is, don't like the way it sounds. And I was going through a lot on my job at the time, so I posted it. And I think like a week later, a lady sent me a message from Florida and said she needed that inspiration because she found her son hanging from a tree. He had committed suicide. And so part of the reason I do what I do is because you never know who needs to hear what you have to say. And so starting out, I just want to start off with, in America as of right now, like the global mortality rate, every 100,000 people, they say 16 die from suicide. So every 40 seconds there's somebody dying from an act of suicide. So they say by 2020 that the rate will increase every 20 seconds. Which is really tough because when you look at the rate of depression that kind of feeds into that, they're saying that that depression affects 5 out of 8 Americans. Americans over the age of 18. So if you look at that, I think when it comes to mental health in this country, it's like, it's almost like a taboo, something that no one wants to deal with. So I think we can kind of counteract depression and counteract suicide with positivity. Just something that simple, positivity. And so just want to start with growing the garden of your mind. And so if you look at a garden, right, has anybody ever grew a garden? It's a lot of work, right? I've never grew a garden, but I've seen people tend to a garden, plant stuff, and I'm pretty sure that it's a lot of work and it's something that you have to put time into, right? Your mind works the same way. And as far as I know, when it comes to weeds growing in your garden or weeds growing, up a side of a building, they really don't need sunlight, really don't need a lot of encouragement to grow. So weeds will continue to grow as long as you allow them to, right? Same thing with your mind. So mentally, you have to work in that garden every day. Pull out the negativity and replace it with positive things, right? So you have videos, you can watch positive videos. You can listen to positive audio, whether it be music, podcasts, conversation. You have positive people that you can be with just another subject that we'll talk on. But no matter where you go in life, no matter how much money you have, no matter, what status you reach, having a powerful mind means a lot. Especially if you're in a leadership position, whether it be in your home or in your job, having a positive mindset is very important. It's a very key to your outlook, which goes into our next point is the power of perception. So I'm pretty sure as Paul drinks his bottle of water, if you all drink, everybody's drinking water today, that's good. So, yeah, that's how we do it, right? So as you get halfway, it's 2 ways to look at that bottle. Either it's half empty or it's half full, right? So when you learn to change your perception, you learn to shape and change your own reality, right? Me and Karen came in this morning. Becky had a day off. And so we can look at the work as, hey, this is too much. It's going to kill us. We're going to be here all day. Or we can look at it as, hey, we're going to come in here, do the best we can, and knock out what we can knock out. And sometimes in life, something that simple, just making that one choice when you wake up in the morning to say, I'm going to look at this from the positive side, right? So every time you wake up in the morning, you got 2 options. Either focus on what I don't have, focus on what I need, I almost fell. Focus on what I need, or you can focus on what you do have. Focus on the family you have. Oh, it's this little strip right here. Stay away from that. But yeah, focus on the things that you do have, right? So it's just gratitude, being thankful. So something simple as gratitude can help counteract depression, which leads to suicide and things, right? Because so many people are going through something, right? I don't know what you all are going through in this room, but so many people are going through something, right? And you come to work, you go home, and a lot of people don't share that information, right? But it's all on how you look at it. So sometimes when you're being positive, just, speaking to someone, complimenting someone, let them know that they're doing a great job, that can go a long way. You can really save somebody's life. I'm pretty sure that you all have heard the saying, there's power, there's life and death in your tongue, And you're seeing it a lot with like school bullying and all this good stuff. And they're bullying kids, and you have a lot of people that have a lot of self-awareness issues, which that's another topic that we'll talk on. But how we perceive things is very important. All right. Is anybody a boxing fan or sports fan? Mixed martial arts fan? So when you look at boxing, I always use Floyd Mayweather as an example. He trains 3 times per day. 3 times. So, that's a great work ethic, right? And then there's 2 ways that he could view his trainer. This guy's trying to kill me, or this guy wants me to be the best that I can be. So a lot of times we have to really look at and adjust our perception to our workload, to what's going on in our personal life, to our stress load, because a lot of times we grow during periods of adversity, right? So anybody's going through adversity here at Fleet, adversity at home, adversity, anywhere in your personal life, view that as a great potential for growth, right? Because most of the times opportunity is presented to us in the form of a challenge. I know a lot of you want to go to the mailbox and get a check for $1 million. Sometimes it doesn't come like that, right? Sometimes opportunity can present itself to you as a problem where you might have $1 million solution. If you look at Shark Tank, all these guys are doing, they're coming up with solutions to people's problems, and they're making millions off of it, right? Just thinking, and they had 2 options. They can let this problem frustrate them, or they can say, let me think of something that's going to change the world, make life easier for someone else. And so when we look at self-awareness, right, I'm pretty sure everybody knows their name in here. So if I was to yell Bob, would anybody answer? I highly doubt it, right? So the problem is, I think a lot of people are going through depression. I'm funny, so I'll say a lot of crazy stuff. But a lot of people are going through depression, and a lot of suicide rates going up, because I think social media is contributing, and we play the comparison game because we don't know who we are within ourselves. We're not comfortable with being, Ruby. We're not comfortable with being Paul. We're not comfortable with being Jonathan, right? And what happens is that we don't know who we are. It allows people and the elements of the world to tell you who you are. You know what I mean? So if you wake up in the morning and you don't know you're beautiful, you don't know you're handsome, you're in for it, because now you're going to look for validation from other places, for people to confirm what you already know, what you should already know. So that's part of having good self-esteem, but self-awareness is key. It really is. Because you'll see a lot of people, somebody's on vacation, right? A married couple with kids. They're on vacation, they're about to take a picture, and you'll see the family smiling. Then somewhere else in the world, somebody's scrolling down and seeing that, and they're comparing their marriage and family to this one picture, not knowing that they're not sleeping in the same bed. The 2 kids are about to choke each other right before this picture, right? And so when you look at a picture, it's a millisecond out of someone's lives, right? So social media and living now, and you're seeing it a lot of people are diminishing their own value because of what they're comparing themselves to. It's no standard. It's not like a product on the wall where we have a standard and this is what we should run into. Lives are different. Everybody's lives are different. You see a lot of people that have a lot of potential, but they're choking it out because they're comparing themselves to other people. Paul's strengths are not my strengths and vice versa. But if you put those 2 people together, we can collaborate and come up with great ideas. So never feel like you can't contribute anything to the world. Everybody has something to contribute to the world, all right? So our next point, we're going to talk about the importance of a great circle. I'm pretty sure you heard one bad apple ruins the bunch. So it's very important to see who you're connected to. Very important. You could be connected to the wrong people and have a bad summer and lose your business, lose your marriage, lose your family. all your fitness goals could go. So if you look around, everybody's drinking water, everybody's eating salads. So being connected to this circle, you're going to be more likely to succeed in your fitness goals than if you're connected to the wrong circle and everybody's eating Domino's, Little Caesars, all the good stuff, right? And so it's very important every now and then just evaluate your circle and see, who do I have to cut off? Who do I have to cut back from? Because in this season of your life, and if you notice, the life span of human beings is dropping every year. It's dropping. So you don't really have a lot of time to waste being with people that mean you no good, being with people that are not going anywhere. When I train my clients, right, so we'll sit down and we'll go through these things called limiting factors. Sometimes it's not the diet, it's not the exercise. Their limiting factor is their social network. It's the people that they're connected to, because they don't respect you enough to say, hey, I'm not going to invite Kenny out to the buffet because I know Kenny's got fitness goals. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to invite Wayne out to stay up all night because I know Wayne has a family. I'm not going to invite Jeremy to party all night because Jeremy has to be to work. Sometimes we're connected to people that are detrimental to where we're trying to go. And I'm pretty sure if you think about certain people in life, from you being a child to an adult, sometimes they've been locked up. Some people have even died this year from being connected to the wrong people. You're hanging with people, drunk driver, something happens. You're out at a party, out of place, something happens. And these are very simple things that we tend to take for granted, but birds of a feather flock together. I've never seen an eagle and a buzzard flying together. I've never seen it. But being around the wrong people, you can mistake your identity, right? There's a story, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but there's a story of, it was like 6 chickens or whatever, growing up, like I guess in a chicken coop or hen coop or whatever, wherever they stay. And they're kind of looking in the sky and they're admiring the eagles and the doves and how they fly. And it's like, hey, I want to fly like them. And then this other one speaks up and say, hey, I was thinking the same thing. And he was like, idiot, you're an eagle. But because the eagle was raised around chickens, he conformed to what chickens do. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times you can cut your potential short because of the crowd you're in. A lot of times you want to be the dumbest person in the room, which it takes a lot of self-humility and it takes a lot of self-awareness to know that now you're going to learn and gain from being around these people. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room all the time. It's not good. It's not good. Because when everybody's pulling from you, that's not a good sign. You should also be in circles where you can pull from people. If I put a gallon of juice in the middle of this room, pretty soon somebody's got to refill it. So sometimes in life, we're being drained, physically and mentally drained, which goes back to having that good mindset, right? It's hard to have a good mindset if you're surrounding yourself with people that are just draining you. Draining, right? And so with that, like I said, having a good circle is very important. Very important. Does anybody have goals? Anybody have any goals for the year? I know we had to set some fleet, which I love that. Yeah, and which I love that. Yeah, because like I think me and you talked, Kenny, when my first class we talked about a lot of times goals are just like putting something in the GPS. It forces you to come up with directions. Now we have to follow these directions to get where you're going. Without goals, you wander. I had a goal when I got up to get here by 7. I knew where I was coming, so I didn't waste any time, right? So many times in life, when it comes to mindset and why we can't accomplish things, we don't know where we're going. So imagine if you have no goals in life, you're just living your life day to day, right? It's like walking through the forest and somebody, hey man, like, are you lost? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. So I don't care if it's like small goals, but goals will keep you honest and goals will keep you focused on where you need to go, right? And that's going to hit my next point is evolution. So we're going to talk about the evolving of the way we think and how we think. Does everybody have a cell phone here? Mm-hmm. All right, now what type of cell phone do you have? iPhone. iPhone, you have an iPhone? Was it the 7, the 6, 8? Do you know? 6?
I'm 5.
7? 6?
I'm only one of the upgrade.
Samsung?
No,
8? LG? Okay, now I have the iPhone 7 Plus, right? So I was with Samsung from, I think it was S3 all the way up. And every year I just kept looking for this new phone to come out, right? So now I think I missed the 8 for Apple, so I may wait till the 9 or whatever. But why do we upgrade our phones every year? Can anybody tell me? Like, why would you upgrade your phone to a newer phone
Technology.
Yeah, latest technology.
for what, features?
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's the case, right, if we upgrade phones for features, right? Cars, same thing. Like, why don't you just keep the same BMW or the same Nissan Maxima? New features, right? Then why are we as human beings that drive the technology? Why do we as human beings that drive the future and the functionality of these devices and improve them, why don't we improve ourselves like that every year? So why is the expectation higher for a cell phone than it is for ourselves? So we expect this iPhone to come out and we want the bells and whistles, we want it to do this, we want it to do that. But have we evolved as people? Are we reading better? Are we reading more books? Are we learning new languages? Are we learning new vocabulary? Are we improving, our goals, our value system? I mean, it's really something to think about. This is really stuff that people hit me with and it makes me think like, remember that? Things that make you go, Mm-hmm. And it really thought about it because here I am looking for like, oh, the PlayStation 5 is about to come out and I won't buy it unless it's, a step greater. But at the same time, what about me? Have I evolved? And the thing is, on a job level, on a professional level, and we look for promotions and more money, but ask your question, have I evolved? And what happens is, by this thing evolving, it brings more value. At one point, a cell phone was like huge. I remember I used to watch Saved by the Bell and Zach Morris would pull it out, the big car phone. And now you can take pictures and video with it and really have access to the world. And so if they can evolve devices, why can't we? So like I said, I just want to do all this to kind of just promote mindset, just to kind of get you guys thinking. But having a powerful mind means everything because you can lose 100 pounds. You can lose 200 pounds. You can gain 20 pounds of muscle. But if you don't have the right mindset, it'd be hard to keep it. You could get a promotion tomorrow. With the wrong mindset, you'll be back on the line or back wherever you were. Very important, especially with that coming here. Hey, we like we talked about the iPhone feature. It's coming. So we have to get into this ready for change. I always compare it to a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. I've never seen a caterpillar stay a caterpillar its entire life. I'm not sure, like from a scientific standpoint, if that's even possible. But I'm pretty sure every caterpillar, before it goes into the cocoon, is like, man, see you in a while. But who wants to be in a cocoon state? Think about it. I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, how long are they in there? I'm not sure. A month, but that's 30 days of not watching TV. Yeah. So if you think about us taking that transition, that right now we're like a caterpillar. We've been doing all this, but we're about to go in a cocoon state where they're going to build. We're about to get in that cocoon state where we're going to look at procedures. We're going to revisit the way we do things, and if everything goes right, we'll become a butterfly, right? So it's easy to go from caterpillar to butterfly, but it's the in-between. It's the process that'd be very uncomfortable, right? This is going to test a lot of people. But like I said before, sometimes opportunities is presented to you, and the greatest opportunities come in the form of a challenge. And I think we're up for it here at Fleet. I don't even know why I went that direction, but yeah. But anybody got any questions, comments, concerns? Anybody have any goals that they're struggling with? May need a little bit of insight.
Stem cells for sale.
But just this stuff here, I think is very powerful because you can share it. You can share it with your family. And part of the perception for me was how I ended up here. Part of it was the way I ended up here and why I'm so appreciative here and positive, because at my last job, I used to go to work every day and I hated work. I literally hated work. Loved some of the people, But I'm serious, like it really messed me up. Like stress was going up and I knew what I was going to have to deal with. So I had to change my perception. I have to look at this job as this is training for where God's going to take me next, right? So all the overwork load and everything is just training me for where God's going to take me next. Now, just that one simple choice, right, really changed my overall attitude, because I never wanted to take that out on people. If I hate my job and I'm here, then that's something personal I have to deal with. It's not your fault. So you should never have to deal with that. But it changed my overall attitude where I was going home mad, wasn't talking. I knew I had to go in 6 and 7 days. But two things came out of that, right? It gave me great work ethic, and it prepared me for where I was coming. I didn't know I was going to meet Paul, Kenny, Wayne. I had no idea that I would even meet a guy named Jeremy Graham. I had no idea. But like I said, I was in a cocoon. When I was at for 11 and a half years, I was in a cocoon state, and I did not like being in there. It was very uncomfortable. But it trained me for when I became a butterfly. Now I can appreciate the whole process. And now as a butterfly, my job is to help other people that are in the cocoon, help bring them out. And I think we all can do that. And if we do that, we can change people one mind at a time. We can make the world a better place, one person at a time, and just change, and just give positivity. But that's why I'm positive here. I love this job because I know what it's like. It's like coming out of an abusive relationship. This is near perfect. This is near perfect from what I'm used to. But changing my perception on anything. I try to learn to love what I hate, if that makes sense. Anything that you don't like with your personal job, try to learn to love it. Try to learn to love it. I didn't like doing the acid truck. You know what I'm saying, Karen? It's hot. But I had to learn to love it. And sometimes when you bridge that gap between how do I learn to love something, think about the overall purpose. Because the purpose of why you do something is bigger than you. The why. Everybody knows how we do something. Everybody knows when, but not everybody knows why. And if you get the purpose of why you do something, then your personal feelings just become something to have, something to overlook. Then it goes into the integrity that you put into doing your job. So just get connected with the purpose of why you do something. Then you won't mind coming to work. Everybody knows what work does for them. Gives them a paycheck, lets them eat good salads and drink all these famous fancy water, smart water to sign in.
Does it make you smart?
No.
So, but that's really all I have. We would like to thank you for listening to this episode of The Art of Reinvention by TeflonJohn. And we encourage you to share this episode across all your social media platforms. And we also encourage you to visit our website at www.imteflonjohn.com and follow us on all our social media platforms at facebook.com/realteflonjohn, twitter.com/realteflonjohn, and instagram.com/realteflonjohn. And while you're on Facebook, go ahead and like our page so you can receive first-hand notifications every time we go live with a motivational video or any motivational content. And as I always say, one love, be blessed.